Let's get to Saregama. Now, why are we talking about Saregama? The company is in focus. It has acquired Sanjay Leela Bhansali, promoted Bhansali Productions for 325 crore rupees. It's a big deal in terms of numbers, in terms of the monetary value, and obviously in terms of just the creative value of this as well. This deal aims to strengthen Saregama's market positioning in the video segment, as well as music licensing. So it's pretty significant. It's a name that all us moviegoers are very, very familiar with. We have Avarna Jain, Vice Chairperson at Saregama, joining in to take a couple of questions. Avarna, thanks very much for being with us. Can you first explain the structure of the deal? What is the rationale behind going through the CCPS route? Because it doesn't seem to be an outright equity investment.
So essentially, the reason we've gone with a CCPS is basically it'll convert into equity in October 28. And the advantage this gives us is that there's a pre-agreed formula which is based on the financial performance of the parameters of Bhansali Productions over the next 3 years, which will determine if we'll get 28% or our stake could go up to anything up to 49.9%. And the predominant reason for us going ahead with something like this is that we'll make the initial payment of 325 now, but as we go along, I think by 2030, we also have the right to increase our stake to 51. And while we entirely fund this investment through internal accruals, with this fund infusion, Bhansali Productions will be able to sort of not be dependent on advances from theatrical distributors, digital platforms, and hence they can negotiate better deals. And this will yield much better returns for us.
All right. Hi, Avarna. Good to have you on the show, and congratulations, first of all. Well, give us a few more details. What was the rationale for the investment? And beyond music rights, what kind of value unlocking potential do you see with this particular acquisition?
So when you look at this investment that we made into Bhansali Productions, as I mentioned before, I think we have decided to partner with the sharpest mind and the most creative mind in the industry. The main aim was to have a continuous pipeline of music at an acquisition cost that has been controlled. So what this means is that all the music that Bhansali Productions produces in its films going forward will automatically come to Saregama based on a pre-agreed formula. This structure will guarantee Saregama's steady pipeline of premium marquee film music, and it eliminates competitive bidding. And this secures sort of a long-term market share for us in new music. I think we anticipate about 30% of our new Hindi film music content to come through Bhansali Productions. And this basically will help us reach our goal of, we want to become the #1 music content IP company. And this is, one of the major steps we've taken in that direction.
Okay. All right. Avarna, how much of a benefit does that give you in relation to the bidding process?
So it's hard to quantify, but what happens is today when a film production house comes to you and, you plan to purchase their music, what happens is that if I offer X amount, my competitor might offer X plus something amount. So that bidding process then is not relevant for us, especially where Bhansali music is concerned. And given his track record of the kind of music he creates, I mean, it's a wonderful place to be for us.
Oh, I'm sure, yes. Just to dive a little deeper, Avarna, so how will the music rights deal affect your revenue stream? Will the focus be video or music? And, really, what are the revenue implications for you?
So see, the huge focus is the music rights part, right? It gives a steady stream. I mean, 30% of new music that we would acquire would come through Bhansali Productions. That's a large chunk. It gives us a very steady stream. It also gives us, not only, apart from giving us a steady stream of new content IP, it also gives us a fixed price at which you will acquire the content. So there is no question of acquiring content at a very high price and then it not giving you a good payback. That is all pre-established. So there is it's a certain percentage of, things like production costs and other costs that come into account when you're doing that. So it makes it very, very simple for us. What it also does is that it allows us to gradually exit our own film production business. So once the projects that are in the pipeline are completed, it frees up working capital, it frees up, management bandwidth, and we leave people who are best at this, Bhansali, to do what they are best at.
Avarna, how is your own video production business going to be phased out?
No, so we basically, the plan is to sort of, all the ongoing projects will gradually be completed as and when their completion date arrives. And then henceforth, we'll route all video production through Bhansali Productions.
Okay. Got that. I want a final question. You've also just acquired Finet Media. I think it was just last month. So, what is the overall plan like? Will you keep having more acquisitions in the near term, or will you wait for at least these two to stabilize?
Hear them as they happen.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll have a longer conversation on this a little later. Right now, just running into market opening. But thank you. This gave us some context, at least, on the business. So appreciate you joining in, and good luck with the acquisition that you've done. So Bhansali Productions. Now, a large chunk of their equity is going to be with Saregama, and the music rights it seems to be the real icing on the cake.